So just we are going to start it. Okay. I've shared the screen with you. If it's visible, please do let me know. First of all, we are just going to study about the type of sentences, and later we will just discuss about mechanics of the grammar, right? No voice. I'm speaking with it. Kurutalan, I'm just speaking. Walaikum assalam. Welcome on the board. Okay. Okay. So here we are. We are going to start over with the type of the sentences. First of all, before just learning about the type of sentences and how to make the paragraphs and how to improve your punctuation skills or the grammatical skills. Sorry, I mean to say how to improve your work by eradicating the grammatical errors. We just need to dig ourselves into all these things. So before proceeding, we just need to understand what is the difference between a clause, a phrase, and a sentence. Yesterday in our previous session, I told you about how to make a word. The smallest unit of the word is called a morpheme. ठीक है, like जैसे यहाँ पर आपके पास word है, सामने लिखा हुआ है group. ओके, तो यहाँ पर क्या है, या आप ये देख लें वर्ड, अ फ्रेज इज अ ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स व्हिच कंटेन्स, लाइक यहाँ पर वर्ड है contain, con con, ठीक है, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी वन morpheme and tain is going to be the other morpheme. Now when these two morphemes they join together, they form a proper word. When these words they are joined together, they will form a phrase. Okay, and if it is going to be a meaningful phrase, okay, like we are going to add proper articles in it, okay, we are going to punctuate them, like we are going to add the full stop जिसे हम periods कहते हैं, we are going to add the commas, and we are going to use ellipsis or mark of exclamation over there just to add the expressions. I mean to say, when we started punctuating these sentences, it will uh, take a shape of a proper sentence. Okay, when these simple sentences they are joined together, we use different conjunctions in it. I told you yesterday about a simple formula about the fanboys, that was fanboys, जिसे मैंने बताया. So these are the simple connectors. Conjunctions mean these are the simple connectors, okay, which are used to join two different sentences together. When we specifically we are transiting from one concept to another, we use different type of connectors, okay, which are called as conjunctions in the literary term. So by using different conjunctions, we will help to achieve our set objectives, right? So this is the basic difference of how to formulate a sentence. And when different sentences they are joined together, okay, and when we are transiting from one concept to another, and just to build a chain connection shape in it, there should be proper coherence and cohesion in it. They form a proper paragraph, or you can say they can form a proper draft. Okay, so first of all, in our first slide we will discuss about the basic difference between a clause, a phrase, and a sentence. This is the basics of the mechanics of your grammar. Okay, this is going to be the second chapter, okay, or the fundamentals of the grammar. So we are going to discuss all about the we're going to discuss about all these things. So, what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words which contains neither a subject nor a verb. Now, such a beautiful description of a phrase. कहता है, now is telling you that these are such words which does not, ना तो वहाँ पर subject matter है, nor it contain a verb. यानी कि nothing an action is being performed and to whom you are going to address the issue. ठीक है, no proper pronouns are there. Okay, these you can say these are all a collective jumbled up of the words. ठीक है, I told you what is a phrase when it does not delivers the when it does not deliver or communicate a proper idea. It will take shape of a phrase. Okay, so अगर proper वहाँ पर pronoun आएगा या proper वहाँ पर you are just showing the subject matter is there and the proper verb is there. Okay, and the subject, verb and object, three different things. Okay, they are being joined together. It will take a shape of a sentence. Then if these three things they are missing over there, okay, only one thing is present, then it will only, then you can only call it as a phrase. Then it will not going to be taking a shape of a sentence. So it may, however, contains a verbal form such as infinitive, a participle or a gerund. Okay. So now types of phrases क्या हैं जी आपके पास? The different type of phrases हैं जी. Prepositional phrases हैं. In a flash, after midnight. Okay. First of all, we will discuss about what are the prepositional phrases. They can be used as adverbs or adjective. Yesterday I told you what are adverbs. Okay, adverbs क्या है? How the actions are being performed. Like verb is these are the these are called the action performers. Okay, now how the action is being performed, what, when, and where, and how the action being performed, these are called the adverbs. So prepositional phrases they can be used as adverbs or adjectives, and adjectives I told you which shows the quality and disquality of a noun. So that's what he is just trying to tell you. The prepositional phrases they are those phrases they can be used as adverbs or adjectives only, जिसमें सिर्फ वो बता रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर सिर्फ यहाँ तो एक्शन वर्ब वहां पर होती है या हाउ द एक्शन इज बीइंग परफॉर्म्ड, कौन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, कैसे कर रहा है. ठीक है, नथिंग, सॉरी, कौन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, वहां पर सब्जेक्ट नहीं है. ठीक है, वहां पर प्रोनाउंस नहीं है वहां पर. ठीक है. So in a, like, yeah, now he has given you an example of it. In a flash she realized that the tofu had been underneath her chair all along. ठीक है, all along. ठीक है, tofu is just like you can say it's a cheese type of a thing. So snake example, in a flash mean that suddenly she remembered, she realized that the tofu had been underneath that it was under her chair all along. Okay, after midnight. Now look at the description here, that in a flash, after the midnight, these are all the expressions they are used here. And when they're using the expressions, they are using the comma here. Okay, Egbert's mother was on the roof dancing with a Ukrainian bullfighter. ठीक है, Egberts is the name. ठीक है, और उसने क्या किया, he has used the word, sorry, he has used the expression of Egberts, यानी कि Egbert's mother, Egberts की माँ. ठीक है, that's why I use the apostrophe over here. So these are the type of phrases. These are called prepositional phrases. Now infinitive phrases. They consist of an infinitive, to dance, to fly, to circumnavigate. Okay. Plus an object. Now he's just trying to tell you what are the infinitive. यहाँ पर क्या है जी, to dance. यहाँ पर जब proper नहीं है that for how long they have been dancing, in what direction they are dancing. So these infinite means something which is not being achievable. ठीक है. So to fly, they're usually used as a noun, but they can also be used as adjective or as adverbs. Now throughout the basic phrase में क्या होता है आपके पास कि they can be used as adverbs और यहाँ पर आपके पास as an adjective use होते हैं. अब यहाँ पर आपके पास आ जाए prepositional phrases and infinitive phrases. यहाँ पर basic he is going to stress upon the two things only. That is about either they have taken the form of adverbs or either they have taken the form of their adjectives. Now look at the next point. Okay, when these infinitive phrases they taken the shape of the noun, how they are acting. As a noun subject, to see him suffer is my dearest wish. Okay, now to see him suffer is my dearest wish. ठीक है, him से आपको पता चला that there is a male entity over there. As noun object, okay, again, Cordelia longed to eat the last. Okay, ये ज्यादा आपके पास complicated हो जाएंगी. Now participle phrases क्या है? It begins with the participle. Participles are adjectives formed from verbs. They come in two tenses, present and the past. We are not going to dig ourselves into lot of depth or details. We will just going to read out from the surface level so that you can understand. You can only build up your understanding. The type of phrases, number 3. These are the participle phrases. आपको पता है whenever the word participle comes, it means either present or the past. उसे हम participles कहते हैं. Okay, it begins with the participle. Participles are adjectives formed from verbs. They come in two sentences, present and the past. अगर present participle है तो उसमें ing लगाते हैं. Obviously you know that continuous sentences में present है तो वहां पर when there is a continuity है तो वहां पर ing use कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, with the first form of it. ठीक है, you know that. And in the past you always use the word ed with it. ठीक है, like आपके पास यहाँ पर उसने एनालाइज है तो इट विल बी एनालाइज्ड. ठीक है, तो राइट है तो रिटर्न आपके पास आ जाएगा. ठीक है, बिलीव है तो बिलीव्ड आ जाएगा. यू नो दैट. वीप है तो ही जस्ट वेप्ट. ठीक है, फ्रीज है तो फ्रोज एंड द फ्रोजन. so far we have discussed about the type of phrase. Phrase क्या है जी? It is a group of words which contains neither a subject or nor a verb. And then we have read about the types of phrases. These are the prepositional phrases, infinitive phrases, and the third one is the participle phrases. Now participles can be used as adjectives all by themselves. उसने बताया जी कि आपके पास they can use as an adjective. I told you what are adjectives, which shows the quality and disquality of a noun. Like look at the last word, lost love. ठीक है, lost क्या है यहाँ पर वो बता रहा है, गुमशुदा. ठीक है, then tortured soul. Okay, then flying, trapeze, then billowing hyenas. ठीक है, वो जो hyenas it's a type of an animal, उसे वो ये आपको बता रहा है कि billowing. ठीक है, hyenas. तो यहाँ पर किसी चीज की क्वालिटी आ जाती है उसको वो बता रहा है. ठीक है, participle phrases too. Participle phrases consist of participle plus an object. They are used as adjectives. Now basic मतलब क्या है आपको बताने का, that will shows the quality, जहाँ पर वो किसी चीज की characteristics या feature को identify कर रहा है. ठीक है, these are called and along with the proper आपके पास phrase के साथ. ठीक है, this is called participle phrases. Okay, now type of मैं gerunds को नहीं पढ़ूंगी, इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. Now come to the clause because I just want you to develop a surface level of understanding of all these things. Now what is a clause? Clause come in 4 types: main, independent, subordinate और the dependent clauses. ठीक है, 4 type of clauses आती हैं आपके पास. Independent clause है, dependent clause है, subordinate clauses है. ठीक है, and noun. Every clause has at least a subject and a verb. इसमें होता क्या है जी? They have a subject and a verb. Other characteristics will help you distinguish one type of clause from another. Main clause क्या है जी? Every main clause will follow this pattern. ठीक है, now look at here. This is very much important. Here are some examples. Lazy students. ओके, यहाँ पर आपके पास पहला ये कहता है सब्जेक्ट और वर्ब होता है और आपके पास कंप्लीट थॉट आप करते हैं. पहले सब्जेक्ट वर्ब को ज्वाइन करेंगे. ठीक है, और उसके बाद आपके पास थॉट आ जाती है. ठीक है, अच्छा जी. लाइक लेजी स्टूडेंट्स द वाइन. ठीक है, ये वो वाली वाइनिंग, इट मींस दैट व्हेन दे स्टार्टेड येलिंग और क्राइंग एंड दे आर वेलिंग ओवर समथिंग. ओके, सो आपके पास क्या आ गया उनका, उनके पास कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आ गया. स्टूडेंट्स क्या आपके पास सब्जेक्ट है. ओके, एंड दे आर व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, they are the whining over here. ठीक है, then cola spilled over the spilled mean वो गिर गई, spilled over the glass and splashed onto the counter. cola क्या आपके पास यहाँ subject है, spilled क्या है जी, and splash these are the verbs. ठीक है, हाँ जी. So then the main clauses क्या है? My dog loves pizza crusts. Dog आपके पास subject है, love क्या है, that is the verb. The important point to remember is that every sentence must have at least one main clause, otherwise you have a fragment or a major error. I told you what are the fragments. Fragments mean when they are when the different words they are joined together and they fail to communicate any proper meaning or fail to communicate any proper sense of the sentence. These are called the fragments also. ठीक है, इसे आप fragments कहते हैं. Then subordinate clauses क्या है जी? Subordinate clauses will follow this pattern. आपके पास वहां पर क्या जी? Subordinate conjunctions. ठीक है, plus subject plus verb is equal to incomplete thought. Here are some examples. Whenever lazy students whine. Okay, whenever. अब जब वो बता रहा है जी condition वो बता देते हैं कि जब भी वो lazy students they whine. पहले हमारे पास क्या था? कहता lazy students they whine only. Subordinate में क्या? Whenever, जब कभी भी. ठीक है, whenever is equal to subordinate conjunction आपके पास आ गया. So this is an example. Subordinate clause to, मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल दे रही हूँ. Now, what are the relative clauses? Independent clause, dependent clauses, subordinate clauses, okay, and the relative clauses as well. A relative clause will begin with a relative pronoun such as who, whom, whose, or a relative adverb when, where, or why. The pattern looks like this. Relative pronoun or adverb plus subject plus verb is equal to incomplete thought. Okay? The relative pronoun as subject plus verb is equal to incomplete thought. Okay. Now, what are the noun clauses? Any clause that function as a noun becomes a noun clause. Look at this example. You really do not want to know the ingredients in the Aunt Nancy's stew. Ingredients is equal to noun. If we replace the noun ingredient with the clause,